Hi, I'm Mayor David Black. Welcome to City Happenings. This week we introduce the Papillion Community Foundation's new executive director. And the Sarpy Chamber recently hosted the annual economic update. We'll take you there. Another business opens its doors in Papillion. You'll see the ribbon cutting. Please enjoy all these stories next in City Happenings for the week of September 11th.
Thanks, Mayor Black. The new executive director of the Papillion Community Foundation jumped at the chance to take that position.
My husband grew up here. My kids have grown up here. And even though I'm from Atlanta, Georgia, living here for 18 years, I really feel like this is my home, this city. And I love the community itself. And so I feel really connected to that. And when this position came open, that was the first thing I thought of was, what a better way to come in and serve the community.
Laura took time to thank her predecessor.
I'm very grateful to Ann Ames, who ran the foundation prior to me coming in. She was great at the events that she did. And so, her experience, she had a lot of stuff that's already in place for Winter Wonderland this year for 2017. So that really gave me some room to sit back, look at everything that had been done in the past, and maybe, look at where we could grow.
Laura credits Ann Ames for getting the basics set for this year's Winter Wonderland.
This year we have we're really fortunate in that we get to close down 84th Street and make this area down here just, a place where people can just kind of walk around and enjoy the event. And that was something that she did. And so, because those things are done, the planning, the first planning meeting has already happened, and she had certain things in place. Now I am able to just look back and sit back and say, what can we do to make this an even bigger event?
Looking ahead, Laura wants to build on the current traditions.
The parade is great, but there's things that we can do to make the parade even more, even greater. Really going to each business in Papillion and asking them, hey, be a part of our parade. And this is a great way to promote your business and to connect to the community. So, I would say one thing with the parade is just get more floats there. Get more people there to really get involved in the parade, because we have some great traditions within the parade, but there's a lot of new businesses in town. I'd love to get them involved.
Laura sees her job as growing the foundation so that more can be given back to the community.
We have these great events. We have these big events. We have Papillion Days. We have Winter Wonderland. We have the holiday luncheon. But I would like to do more, smaller events, getting involved in the community a little bit more, being able to offer more grants that go out to Papillion area, organizations to help them complete their missions. I think that's what we stand for. Is we look for ways to give back to the community and enrich this environment that we have here in this town.
Away from the foundation, Laura says the two most important things for her are being a wife and a mother.
I have two boys. I have a sophomore at UNO and a sophomore at Papillion La Vista High School. The wife to Jerry Schwartz, who is a retared military officer, also has a civilian job.
She also likes to keep active.
I'd love to be outdoors. Anything active is great for me. I'm a big strength athlete, so I love to lift weights and do those kinds of crazy things. Just enjoy life. Obviously my husband and I will be empty nesters here soon. So, we just want to be able to be active and healthy and enjoy our lives and our children's lives. And so to me, that's what defines me, is my family.
Laura also enjoys giving back to the community as a volunteer.
We've done a lot of volunteer work, I think, through kind of geared towards my husband's military service and then also our children in the community. But now we're able to, because they're a little bit older, we're able to give back, on our own, like go and start working in some of the organizations around town. There's some great organizations here, getting involved there and volunteering our time. Really developing that philanthropic part of our life where we can give back at church, where we can give back in the community, on things that we believe are important and are able to do.
The Sarpy Chamber sponsors an annual economic update. One of Mayor Black's focal points is development along the Highway 50, Highway 370 corridor.
Just in the last 2 months, we have had permits pulled for almost $17 million worth of industrial warehouse type development. That's just in the last 2 months. And the important thing, these are significantly large projects, 7, 8, 9, $10 million projects. It's not our typical 10,000 square foot 4-bay commercial strip that we saw. These are large industrial bays. If you follow any of the commercial real estate in the Omaha metro area, that's one of the things he was talking about is the low vacancy rates in industrial manufacturing. And if there's low vacancy rates, we're missing a lot of opportunities because the only way to come here is to build a building. Well, people don't want to invest in building a building and wait for time, so we actually need some vacancy. Vacancy is a good thing for the market. And so a lot of this is build to suit for primary occupants, but it will also create some vacancy, which will be really healthy for the market.
Low unemployment rates in the metro area cause unique staffing challenges for businesses, and that's where Central Sarpy County, particularly Papillion, come into play.
We're starting to see Omaha and Lincoln as a single labor market. We have a lot of that housing that we're starting to see is people that have ties to Lincoln. One person might work in Omaha and one work in Lincoln. Where do you end up living? This is a very logical spot to live because of the commute. And the employers are starting to see that as well. You can have your office on that 370 corridor right in that area we're talking about, and within 50-minute drive time, you cover 100% of Omaha and Lincoln, airport to airport, Fremont to Nebraska City. And so you can be located in Omaha as your primary labor market, but you can still draw from Lincoln as your secondary labor market. And so an employer may say, well, we want to be in the metro, let's go downtown Omaha. You're not going to draw from the Lincoln labor market. Okay, let's go to the Haymarket Innovation Campus. You're not drawing from the Omaha labor market. Come to Highway 370, you get access to both labor markets, and that's very, very significant. So I think that explains a little bit of what's going on there.
Land for office space in Omaha is dwindling, and what's available on the Dodge Street corridor is expensive.
If you're not going to build on that corridor, where do you go? And there's not really a good answer to that. And back to that thing of Omaha-Lincoln being a single labor market, there's a very strong case to be made that say that the next major office park should be on that 370 corridor. And from Papillion's perspective, we actually believe Central Sarpy is probably the logical spot because I mentioned the 50-minute drive time of Omaha to Lincoln. If you move that point of reference, the point of reference is probably 72nd to 126th for the middle of that metro area from a drive time. If you move that point of reference to Bellevue, it actually gets skewed a little bit because you lose the advantage that Gretna has with Highway 6 and I-80. If you move that point of reference to Gretna, you lose the advantage that Bellevue has, which is 29 and 75. Papillion is sandwiched in the middle of both of those. We've got the advantage of 6, I-80, 75, 29, and so that point of reference becomes pretty important based on that north-south access.
With that in mind, Papillion proactively looked at building office space.
We went to the site selectors and said, when you're trying to justify a site and you want an independent market study, who does that study? And they all said Hoffman Strategy Group. So we went and hired Hoffman and said, study specifically the Papillion market for office. And they came back with a report saying we could justify over 500,000 square feet of office, and that's Class B plus and A on the 370 corridor.
A new business in Papillion chooses the Huntington Park area.
Living here since 2002, you know the growth we've had.
Yes.
Doubled in population the last 10 years, and we're probably going to double again less than that. So nice to see businesses recognizing that and expanding here. Just a great place to be for business, and it's always nice to see new businesses expand, existing businesses expanding. So just welcome and thank you.
3, 2, 1.
We would like to remind all of those who received the National Citizen Survey to please fill out the form and return as soon as you can. This survey goes a long way to shaping Papillion in the best way for all residents. Stay up to date with what's going on in Papillion. There are lots of ways to do it. You can find us on Facebook, follow the City of Papillion on Twitter, or even watch our YouTube channel. Information about all of our departments and programs is available on our website. For more about Papillion, go to www.papillion.org or just call the Mayor's Hotline at 402-827-1111. Thanks for watching.